Bedford will kick off tonight. They are fresh off appearance last Friday at the Queen City Jamboree, the final preseason tune-up. It was a 7-7 final against Salem.
And that featured a special teams touchdown at punt return.
That's right. But tonight we're doing it for real. It's going to be Ryan Babotis kicking off for the Bulldogs, going right to left on your radio dial. There's the kick from the 40-yard line. Low line drive picked up by Windham at the 12. And the ball carrier will be, his forward progress is stopped shy of the 20, so good coverage by Bedford on the opening kickoff.
Stephen Robert with the return for the Jaguars, and the tackle there by Joe Leary for Bedford. Very good hustle there on that kickoff coverage. So they're going to be 1st and 10. Looks like from the 20-yard line, or 21-yard line officially. Thank you.
First drive of the season here. First chance for Bedford's defense to make an impact.
We're waiting for the officials to... Kyle Keenan is the starting quarterback here for the Jaguars. He's under center right now.
He is a senior. And first play is stopped with about a loss of 1. So great start for the Bedford front 4.
Menderson-Ellie in on the tackle there, along with number 53. That was Miles Bruno on the tackle for Bedford. Loss of 2 yards there, although they're calling it 2nd and 11. They're at the 19.
Keenan takes the snap. And it's another no-gain play.
That was C.J. Gardino
on the carry.
And a number of Bulldogs in on the tackle, including number 33, Jack Grogan, a captain.
Ball spotted this time at the 22. So we're looking at a 3rd and 8 here on Windham's opening possession. Again, for our radio listeners, the Jaguars are moving left to right on the radio dial. And that carry is stopped in the backfield. So on 3rd and long, the Jaguars attempt to run, but Bedford stops it in the backfield for a loss. So that'll bring up 4th and long for the Jaguars.
Yeah, Giardino unable to find the hold. There really was no hold there. The Bulldogs closing it up. They're definitely winning the line of scrimmage battle here. So 3 running attempts and nothing to be shown for it. And now the Jaguars have to punt it away.
Menderson-Ellie back to receive the punt for Bedford.
And he was the one at the punt return for a touchdown last week at the Jamboree.
Punt rolls to his feet. He lets it go past, and it's going to come to a stop at Bedford's 34-yard line.
And they'll be taking over from there. Other games to keep an eye on here in Division I. One game that started at 6:30. Actually, 2 of them. Merrimack at Spalding. That was a 6:30 start. Portsmouth at Nashua South. Also a start down in Stello Stadium at 6:30. We'll run through some other games after this next play.
Starting quarterback in the opener for the Bulldogs is sophomore Joseph Michael. He's going to start in the shotgun with 4 wide and 1 in the backfield. That's senior Michael Axton, the lone running back. He gets the carry on first down, goes off left tackle, and he falls forward for a pickup of about 3.
Axton made a nice cut there at the hole, picked up a couple of yards there, and the tackle was done by number 58 for Windham. That was James Como on the tackle right there. But the gain of 3, it's 2nd and 7 with 10 to go here in the first quarter.
On this play, it looks like Bulldogs will have 2 men in the backfield. Solomon Sanchez, number 1, is back there as well. You'll see him move all over the field tonight. He goes in motion here. And the handoff is to Axton again. He's got a hole. He breaks it up the right side. He's across midfield. And he's finally brought down in Windham territory, down at the 37-yard line. Great pickup for Axton.
And a touchdown saving tackle there for Windham. Curtis Shattuck was able to haul him down from behind, but not after picking up a lot of yardage, taking it all the way down to the Windham 37-yard line. First and 10.
Bedford in the hurry up. Going 4 wide again. Michael in the shotgun. Barking out signals here. And here's the snap. It's another handoff to Axton. He runs right up the middle, and he's brought down at about the 31. So a pickup of about 4 brings up 2nd down and 6.
Some of the other games going on with 7 o'clock starts. Bishop Girton at Exeter, Nashua North at Winnicott, Keene at Dover, Timberlane at Memorial, Salem at Central, Concord at Londonderry, and then Saturday's game was the Pinkerton Astros at Goffstown.
2nd and 6 here from the 32. Bedford's first drive, going right to left in their home black uniforms. Michael drops back to pass, and it's broken up over the middle. That was intended for Solomon Sanchez. Nice defense there by the Jaguars.
I believe that was I'm trying to catch the player's number who made the breakup there, number 26, I believe. And that is Kyle Keenan, who's the quarterback on offense, playing defensive back. He actually hit Sanchez a little early. If there was a flag there, it probably wouldn't have been a bad call, but the officials let that go. He was able to get his hand in and break up the pass play to Sanchez at 2nd down now. Or actually 3rd down and 8, forgive me, or 6.
Bang, bang play there. Jaguars get away with it. Here's 3rd down and 6. Michael heaves it up down the left sideline, and he just overthrows his intended target. That's Ethan Van Heerden. And they had a real great opportunity there for 6.
Oh, Van Heerden had a open lane to the end zone if that pass had hit him in stride. It was just a little too far, put a little too much under that pass. Van Heerden beat his man. But now 4th and 6 here at the 32-yard line, and it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
This is our first look at the offensive strategy, game management of Coach Matthews. Nice aggressive move here, given the field position at the 32. Here's 4th and 6. Michael rolling out to the left, and his intended receiver is Sanchez, and it's just off his hands as he dives towards the sideline at the 20-yard line. That would have picked up a 1st down, but just off of his hands, so that'll be a turnover on downs.
And there's 8:40 to go here in the first quarter. No score between Bulldogs and Windham. BCTV and Bedford 105.1 are your stations for Bedford Athletics. We're going to have every single football game on radio for you, home and away. And most of the games will be on TV, either live or on video delay. So be sure to watch BCTV 23 and Bedford 105.1 for your games.
First play of the 2nd possession for Windham is going to go for a loss of about 5. Quarterback Kyle Keenan kept that, rolled out to the left, but he was tackled in the backfield. So that'll be 2nd and 15 here for Windham. Keenan, the senior quarterback for the Jaguars. He's got 3 wide receivers, 2 in the backfield. And there's a hand up the middle, and that goes for just a few yards. He's brought down at about the 30.
Tim Green on the tackle, run by Riley Desmaris.
Windham with conservative play calling so far. They've gone all runs, and Bedford's run defense has been up to the task.
And I believe Windham is still in negative yardage for total offense.
3rd and 12 here at the 30-yard line. 7:40 to go here in the first quarter. Keenan looking to his bench for a play call.
Nobody out to receive, actually one receiver.
And there's another draw play.
Fumble.
Ball appears to be loose at the 32. And the officials are trying to determine possession.
Both teams are indicating they have it. No official sign. Bedford thinks they have it. And they do.
So first mistake of the game is a fumble by the Jaguars. And the Bulldogs pounce on it in Jaguar territory. With 7:15 to go here in the first quarter, they take over at the 33-yard line.
So far in this game, first 5 minutes, the Bulldogs seem to be dominating the line of scrimmage, and that time they were able to force the fumble. And the first turnover gives them excellent field position deep in Windham territory.
Michael hands it off to Sanchez here on 1st and 10. Running in motion right to left, and Sanchez is dropped at the 34-yard line. That'll be a loss of 1. And bring up 2nd and 11 for the Bulldogs.
Thomas Travers with the tackle there for Windham.
Bedford,
they're going to mark this as a yard loss, so 2nd and 11.
Bedford continues with its no-huddle approach. Michael calling out a play from the shotgun position. 6:45 to go here, running clock in the first quarter. Michael's got 4 wide receivers. Here's the snap. He hands it off to Axton, running off the left guard, and he's going to cross the 30-yard line, be brought down at the 29.
Bobby DeChico, sorry about that. He made the tackle there for the Jaguars, limiting the gain to just 3 yards there for Axton.
3rd and 6 now. Ball just inside the 30-yard line. Bedford driving right to left on your radio dial. Michael looking left to the Bedford sideline, getting the signal. Now here's the snap, and he hands it off to Axton again. He busts up the middle. Looks like it's going to be close. He's brought down at about the 22. It's going to depend on the spot.
That should be enough for a first down.
Should be enough for a first down, and the chains are moving.
Axton showing great vision, finding the crease in the line and able to burst through it with a lot of acceleration. So he's having a lot of success today.
First down and 10. This time it's a fake to Axton. And then there's pressure on Michael, and he's brought down for a sack back at the 29-yard line. So Bedford goes with a play action there, but they're unable to get the pass attempted.
Dylan Stozak, and I didn't get the third. There were 3 Jaguars on that tackle, so it looked like a busted play there. Michael hesitated. I don't know if he meant to do a pump fake or if somebody wasn't running the play that he was expecting, because he kind of froze, and that gave the Jaguars a chance to pounce on him in the backfield, and a loss of 7 yards on that play.
Bedford 2nd and 17 now at the 29. And there's pressure again, and the pass is deflected, incomplete. Michael had pressure right up the gut, and he threw to the right, but it was tipped by
Dylan Stozak, number 63.
Jaguars linebacker. So that'll bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 17 from the 29-yard line for Bedford.
Yeah, Michael had pressure from the outside. They had a blitzer coming in pretty hot, and he had to get rid of that ball.
5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, no score. Season opener here for the Bulldogs and the Jaguars, and time has been called. That's a timeout by the Bulldogs. Coach Matthews wants to talk it over here. Big play because Bedford has it in Jaguars territory at the 29, 3rd and long. So this is one of those scenarios where certainly the Bulldogs would like to get a big pass play down the field and pick up the first, but as long as they can get some significant yardage, they can potentially bring in the field goal unit and try to get the first score on the board here.
Yeah, Bobotis, his range should be, well, it'd be tough from here. It'd be about a 45-yard kick. That might be just outside his range. Quick congratulations to both the boys and girls soccer teams for the Bulldogs. Both are 2-0 to start their season. Boys soccer with a 3-1 win at Winnicott and a 3-0 win against Merrimack just yesterday. And the girls soccer team with wins of 5-1 and 5-0 over Portsmouth and Winnicott. So way to go, boys and girls soccer.
Okay, we're back on the field here. Ready for 3rd and 17 from the 29. Michael in the shotgun. There's a snap. He drops back to pass. It's a lob down the right sideline for Sanchez. He's overthrown. So that'll bring up 4th and 17 at the 29.
It looked like Sanchez had some contact because he hit the turf, but the officials did not throw the flag, figuring that the contact was incidental. So now it's 4th down and 17 to go from the 29-yard line, and Coach Matthews is keeping his offense on the field rather than attempt a field goal here or kick a punt.
They're certainly in that in-between range, just outside of field goal range, but you don't want to be punting from the 29, so let's go for it on 4th and 17. That's what Coach Matthews has decided. And Bedford will go with 4 wide, Michael in the shotgun again. See if the Bedford line can protect Michael here. There's a fake and a throw to Green. He's got it completed on the left hash, but he's going to be tackled short of the first down at about the 22-yard line.
That was the bubble screen, and it was well set up. Green had blockers, but the Windham defenders were able to close in anyway and keep the gain to just 7 yards. So instead of a first down, we're looking at a turnover turnover on downs by the Bulldogs, and Windham takes over. So still no score with 4:46 to play here in the first quarter. The play so far, I think, has been in Bedford's favor. It's been mostly in the Windham end, but really nothing coming of it. So that's really that's a win, I think, for the Jaguars so far.
Their third offensive possession here. And they're going to start with a pitch running left, but Bedford stops that for another loss. They've been great on first down against the run. And that one goes for...
Scott Landy's with the tackle there.
Looks like a loss of 3. Brings up 2nd and 13 on the 20-yard line. Quick snap. And the Jaguars are brought down for another loss. That was C.J. Giardino. And Bedford's run defense has just been dominant.
What's really been dominant is the line. They're winning the trench there. They are in the backfield of the Jaguars almost every play. The front line for Windham is not moving or opening holes for the running back. So right now, 3rd and 14. This is the third possession. It's the third time they've been going backwards. They're still in negative yardage here in total offense.
That's right. Windham has yet to attempt a pass. They've yet to make a first down. And they've got a tall task here with 3rd and 14. There's the snap. And it's going to be a keeper around the left sideline. But Bedford will tackle the quarterback, Keenan, at about the 26. So it'll be 4th and about 7.
But I think that was the biggest offensive play the Jaguars have run so far. 7 yards to the positive, but now they have to bring the punter out again, I assume. I don't see him out there right now, but I can't imagine them going for it here. Still too early in the game, or are they?
Well, a little bit of indecision here on 4th and 7 at the 26, but looks like they may go for it. And some confusion on the snap, but looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs.
It really looked like it was a false start. The center jumped early, and I was expecting to see a flag fly, but it didn't. And instead, Keenan gets sacked for a loss, and it's a turnover on downs deep in Windham territory. They're at the 22-yard line, right where Bedford left off. So it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there was movement from, I thought, both lines on that play, but we didn't get a flag. And Keenan's keeper gets snuffed out for a loss. So here we go with another turnover on downs. Bedford takes over at Windham's 22. 2:53 to go in the first quarter, still scoreless. There's the snap and a handoff. That's Sanchez running up the middle. He's going to have a first down all the way inside the 10. So Bedford's first trip into the red zone.
1st and goal there on the 8-yard line, I believe.
Bedford continuing with the no huddle, hurry up.
Question, still kind of pondering that call by Windham to go for it on 4th and 7 when they really had no luck moving the ball.
That was a strange call indeed, but Bedford looking to take advantage of it here. Here's a snap, handoff to Axton. He runs up the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown. The first one of the season for the Bulldogs goes to senior Michael Axton.
And he made a great cut right at the line of scrimmage. One of the Windham tacklers had him lined up, but he was able to change direction and just leave him grasping for air. He found a new lane to the end zone and put Bedford up by 6.
Ryan Babotis on to attempt the extra point for the Bulldogs. 2:25 to go here in the first quarter. Babotis, the senior, kicking from right to left on your radio dial. There's the kick. It's up and good. So Bedford takes a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter of the season opener against the Windham Jaguars.
And that all started by the 4th down play deep in their own territory that resulted in a sack, giving Bedford the ball back on the 22-yard line. So probably a lot of second guessing there on that play call. Well, we got a moment here. We want to remind everybody that the Bedford Cheer program is having a fundraising sale for mums. And everybody loves mums. It's fall. Decorate your house with them. They'll be taking orders until September 13th with delivery to Bedford High School on Saturday, September 21st. So contact your nearest cheerleader to find out how to get your fall mums. Help them out on that fundraiser.
Well, fresh off the first touchdown of the season, the Bulldogs will be kicking off here from right to left. Babotis doing the honors after converting the extra point. Bedford taking advantage of that turnover on downs and quickly turning it into a touchdown by running it right up the middle with 2 successful carries. Here's the kickoff, and it is booted. Ball is loose, and there's a pile right around the 20-yard line. Bedford celebrating as if they've recovered it. We've yet to get a signal from the officials.
And recovered by Bedford.
And there it is. Bedford recovers the kick. Windham was unable to grab it, and Bedford quickly got down and jumped on it right at the 19-yard line. So they've got another chance here inside Windham's 20-yard line.
And that's the danger of waiting for the ball to come to you on a kickoff. Babotis was very effective there. He got the ball to bounce right in front of the Windham return man. It bounced straight up in the air, and the return man just waited for the ball to bounce into his arms, but instead it dribbled into his knees, bounced off, and it was a loose ball from there.
So Bedford looking to put some quick scoring on the board here. First down and 10 is a rollout to the right and a completed pass to Solomon Sanchez. He's tackled at the 15-yard line.
Rocky Harris there with the tackle there for Windham.
So a pickup of 4, officially 5, will bring up second down and 5. Great to see the connection there between Michael and Sanchez. He's in the backfield now with Axton. And Michael takes the snap in the shotgun, gives it to Axton. He runs it up the middle. He's brought down just shy of the 10-yard line. So that'll bring up third down and short.
Looks like it'll be 3rd and 1. We got a couple scores to report on. Mulvey with a 78-yard kick return put Central up 8-0. 2-point conversion there with 11:48 in the first over Central. And the Exeter Bluehawks with a 6-0 lead over BG with 8:38 to go in the first.
3rd and 2 now for the Bulldogs at the 11-yard line. It's a handoff to Axton, and he's going to pick up the first down. And he's inside the 10. He's brought down at about the 7-yard line. So Bedford rolling again here offensively. Ahead 7-0 in the first quarter. Just over a minute to go.
And a very brisk pace on offense. They're almost running a hurry up. They get to the line very quickly, which prevents Windham from adjusting their personnel, making substitutions. But then they hold up and look to the sideline for the play call.
Michael working out of the shotgun here on 1st and goal. Looks like he keeps it after the fake to Axton. He's going to be brought down just shy of the goal line. And it looks like they're going to spot it at about the 2.
Thomas Travers along with Dylan Stozak there on the tackle. But not after until a 5-yard gain. So it'll be a 2nd down and 2, a 2nd and goal from the 2.
Clock running now, under 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Bedford going with some substitutions.
Jack Grogan is in, along with Menderson Ellie. Correction, not Ellie. It's Hayden Cheney.
This is the first short yardage formation we've seen from Bedford. And the handoff is to Grogan. And he's in for the touchdown. And he celebrates. It's 13-0 Bedford here late in the first quarter.
So that was just pure power. Bedford's line just pushing back the Windham front 4, making room for Grogan to find his way to the end zone. And off that turnover, 2 errors, I'd say 1 forced, 1 unforced, has given the Bulldogs a 2-touchdown lead.
And Babotis makes it an even 14 with the extra point. His second in just over 2 minutes of game action. So after 2 failed drives for each team, Bedford scores with 2:25 to go in the first, and then they follow it up with that turnover, and they convert here with 3.8 seconds to go. Bedford ahead 14-0 in the first quarter.
quick reminder, the Bedford Bulldog Athletic Booster Club would like to thank their generous corporate sponsors. They include Spectrum Marketing, Friends of Girls Basketball, Bedford Village Inn, Elliott Medical Center at Bedford, Liberty Hill Construction, Rebecca Spires Real Estate, and Pizza Bella. On behalf of over the 500-plus student athletes this season, we thank you for your support. And if anybody's interested in becoming a corporate sponsor or an individual member, grab a form at the concession stand or visit bbabc.net.
This kickoff is fielded cleanly by Windham. And Bedford is able to bring the ball carrier down, Stefan Robert, at the 25-yard line. And that'll bring an end to the first quarter.
Robert was the Bedford return man who let that fumble get away from him, that kickoff get away from him last time. So learned his lesson, came up to the ball, and at least got a decent return. It's the best drive start for the Jaguars.
And the Jaguars will get a chance to talk over their strategy as they meet over by their sideline. We'll get ready for the second quarter of action tonight. Windham hoping for a tale of two quarters, because on offense in the first quarter they were going backwards. Bedford's rush up front was dominant, and they really limited Windham's rushing attack there.
It's been kind of unfortunate on Windham's behalf. You know, until those two plays, until the turnover on downs and the fumble, Bedford wasn't really moving the ball very well either, and Windham was able to stop Bedford on downs twice. So you really don't need to help a team out when they're not getting it done. So the questionable call to go for it on fourth is one reason why one touchdown was scored, and the mishandling of the kickoff was the other. So besides those two plays, it's actually been a fairly even game score-wise. Bedford has dominated the field of play. Field position has been in Bedford's favor.
So to start the second quarter here, Windham attempts their first pass of the game. It's incomplete over by the right sideline.
And that was intended for Cole Peterson, I believe, and that went through his hands for an incompletion.
And that was also the first snap of the game taken by Thomas Travers at quarterback, the sophomore for Windham, number 28. So with him in the game, they go right to the passing attack. But with the incompletion, we've got 2nd and 10 here at the 26. Travers under center, and he goes with a handoff this time, and that goes nowhere. Bedford stops the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. That was Giardino on the carry. So all of a sudden it's 3rd and 10 as we begin the second quarter.
Another update from Gill Stadium. Mulvey, who scored the last touchdown, a pick six, takes it back. It's 15-0 Salem over
3rd
Central.
and 10, Travers completes a pass to the left, but Bedford's going to stop that play short of the first down. So first completion for Windham on the night, but it comes up short. And it looks like Windham might stay in an aggressive mode here. And
they're going for broke here.
They're going for broke. They've got their offense on the field. 4th and 2, and it's a keeper straight up the middle. It looks like they've got enough on that carry by Thomas Travers.
Yeah, it looks like the official spotted him just past the marker, so that is their first down. And sometimes just keeping it simple is the way to go, rather than cooking up a fancy play with just a keeper up the middle, and he was able to gain those 2 yards.
Well, another big gamble by Windham. That one finally pays off. So with under 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter, Bedford ahead 14-0. They've given up their first down. And here's the 1st and 10 play from Windham. It's a pass out to the right flat, and that's knocked down, incomplete. Timothy Green in coverage there.
I think he got a hand on that one. Redirected it a little bit.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars.
Another scoring update from Exeter. The Blue Hawks lead 12-0 over the BG Cardinals, 3:34 to go in the first.
Travers for Windham went over to the sideline to get that play. Getting set now to take the snap. Windham moving right to left on your radio dial. And here comes the 2nd and 10.
It's a blitz.
Travers flushed out to the right, and that's an incomplete pass. He was falling backwards as he attempted that throw that wasn't very close to any receiver.
Alex Zwickau was the closest Bedford blitzer closing in on the quarterback. Had a rush to throw.
Travers really just trying to avoid the big sack there, so he was able to do that. But it is still going to be 3rd and 10 now. Tough position for Windham. Travers at the line, barking out.
Oh, they're going to call a penalty here. Number 73, that is Chris Gately for Bedford. He moved, encroached into the neutral zone. That's going to count as a 5-yard offsides or encroachment call. And just like that, they're helping Windham out here with cutting the need for a first down by half, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Travers went with the hard count there, and it worked. He got Bedford to jump offside. So now 3rd and 5 for the Jaguars, just shy of midfield. And it's going to be a pitch out to the right, but Bedford is up to the task. About 4 Bulldogs converge on Giardino and stop him for no gain.
Yeah, Jack Rogan was one of the players, Salomon Sanchez another. Not fooled by the option pitch out there. No gain, or maybe even a small loss. They're going to call it no gain.
Ball at the 42, 4th and 5. Looks like Windham is going to go aggressive here again. No surprise, since they're out at the 42 on 4th and 5. They're going for it, and then they're going to go with a handoff, and that is not going to work. Bedford tackles the ball carrier at the 44, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Bobby
That's the third one of the day. Yeah, Riley Desmaris was the ball carrier for Windham, and he tried to make a cut early on. It didn't work. He got closed in on pretty quickly, and they fall just short of a first down here. So that is the 3rd time that they've turned the ball over on downs. And this time they're going to be in Windham territory at the 44.
That's where Bedford's taken over. And first down play is a handoff to Axton. He's tackled at the 43. So pickup of 1 there for the Bulldogs. You can certainly understand Windham going for it there, 4th and 5 at their 42, down 14-0.
Well, I can, but I also think sometimes you can get desperate a little too early and dig yourself a deeper hole.
That is the debate. 2nd and 9 now for the Bulldogs. And it's another handoff to Axton. And Windham stops him for a loss of 1 this time.
Great play there by Dylan Strozak for Windham. He's able to catch Axton in the backfield and pull him down for a loss.
So Bedford's had a lot of success running the ball up the middle, but those 2 carries result in a net gain of 0. So now it's 3rd and 10. And Michael looking to the sideline. He's got 4 receivers out there on this 3rd and 10 as he prepares to take the snap in the shotgun. 14-0 Bedford here in the 2nd quarter. And Michael faces pressure. He's wrapped up, but he gets away. There's a flag on the play, and Michael's going to be brought down short of the first down at the 42.
I'm thinking there's going to be a holding here on Bedford.
The flag was thrown in the backfield. So we are anticipating a holding call on Bedford, and that is what we have. So decision time for Windham's coaching staff. Looks like they're going to decline the penalty.
It was only a 2-yard gain there by Michael anyway, so might as well push it to a 4th down.
And that's what they've done. It's going to be 4th down for Bedford at the 42 of Windham. 4th and 10. And Bedford is going to bring in the punting unit.
Which is a first for today. They've gone for it on 4th down 3 times. They made it once. But this time they're going to voluntarily try to pin the Jaguars deep into their zone.
First huddle of the night for Bedford was on this punt. They've got their special teams unit set up now. Jack Jones, the punter for Bedford. He's also a wide receiver.
And 38 for Windham, Stephen Robert, back to get the kick.
Here's the punt from midfield. It's high, it bounces on the left sideline, and it angles nicely towards the pylon. It's going to be marked out of bounds at the 6-yard line. So a great angled punt there from Jones.
And it was the textbook coughing corner kind of punt, aiming for the corner, getting the ball to bounce forward. Now in the NFL, a good punter can control the spin forward or back. I'm not sure if Jack Jones has the ability or if he's practiced that ability, but if he had, then it definitely worked the way he planned it that way.
He certainly had the trajectory and the angle there, and that worked out well there. So great job by the Bedford punting unit, and Windham takes over deep in their own territory here, down 14-0, 8:08 to play in the second quarter. Ball is officially marked at the 6-yard line. And Windham getting organized now with Thomas Travers under center. He's going to hand it off to the left, and that's going to be a little or no gain. Bedford's run defense again up to the task.
Yeah, there was about a half a dozen Bulldogs on that tackle. Riley Desmaris, the ball carrier for Windham there, found absolutely nothing.
So Windham searching for answers offensively. No matter what they try on the ground, Bedford's run defense has really been successful tonight. Very stout.
Scoring update from Londonderry. The Lancers leading Concord 20-0 early in the second quarter.
Travers under center. He drops back to pass, and it's attempted to the right sideline. It's just overthrown. And let me check that. That was Kyle Keenan back under center for Windham, throwing left-handed.
Aiden Iannello for Windham on the reception. He would have had to have been about 7'5" to be able to reach that pass. It was heading way out of bounds, so really no chance to make the catch there. 3rd and 9.
Bedford with a prime opportunity to force Windham into a punt from deep in its own territory. 3rd and 9 at the 7-yard line. Windham moving right to left. And it'll be Keenan under center again. He's attempted a pass down the numbers on the right side. It's incomplete as he's knocked down.
He looked a little lost there after that snap, like something he was expecting to see wasn't there. And he had a Bedford player closing in on him. And he's lucky to have gotten the ball away when he did. So I'm guessing that was not the play that was drawn up.
4th and 9 now for Windham, deep in its own territory, down 14-0.
And is this a punt or a?
Well, before we find out, we've got a flag.
Kind of a weird play because it kind of looks like punt formation, although he's not far enough back to that. You know, most punters are at least 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Number 28 for Windham, Thomas Travers, is only about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So I don't know if that was a play to an offensive play or a pooch kick. I'm not sure what they were calling there.
Well, the call on the flag was too many men on the field for Bedford. So now it's a little bit easier decision for Windham at 4th and 4 if they're going to go for it again.
And they're under center, so this is definitely going to be an offensive play.
It's Keenan under center, going with the hard count. Now he drops back deep in the backfield where perhaps he'll punt. He's standing at his own 5. And indeed, there is the punt from the quarterback. There's a flag on the play as the ball bounces around the 33-yard line. It's touched by Bedford and loose, and it looks like Windham may have recovered. They're all pointing as if they did recover the fumble.
Now Bedford says they have it. Not an official word yet.
Officials talking over near the Windham bench. Still no signal.
That was an unusual play because usually you really don't even attempt to make contact with a loose ball like that on a punt unless it hit a Windham player first. We got to find out what the flag was all about.
So they are signaling Bedford ball.
So not much in the way of a field position change. Only about a 14 or 15 yard net gain on yardage there. Bedford's going to start at their own 33-yard line. They've been playing this game entirely in Windham's end. With 7:05 to play, they've got another chance to add to that score.
Well, that play, Harry, had a little bit of everything with the quarterback punting it, ball bouncing off one of the Bedford players.
I don't know if they were fooling anybody with that play. You know,
net result, though, is that Bedford takes over in Windham territory at the 33, ahead 14-0 already here in the second quarter. And it's Michael in the shotgun. Sanchez in motion. And he gets the handoff, and then he gets wrapped up in the backfield. Windham sniffed that one out.
Yeah, Bobby DeChico with the play there. He practically was there for the handoff before Sanchez was.
So loss of 5 there for the Bulldogs.
In fact, he had to pull up a little bit to time it out better.
2nd and 15 now. Bedford driving left to right on your radio dial in Windham territory. 6.5 to play here in the second quarter. Michael drops back, attempts a short pass to Axton, and he bobbles it, and he's unable to catch it.
Another bubble screen there by Bedford, and you're right. Axton was trying to run before he had the ball in his hands, and it was just on his fingertips. Tried to pull it in, couldn't do it, and he's lucky that another Windham player, lineman that was in the area, didn't come down with the ball.
So 3rd and 15 now for the Bulldogs, as Menderson-Elliott checks into the backfield for the Bulldogs. Clock stopped here. 6:25 to play in the first half. Bedford ahead 14-0. And Michael takes the snap, fakes the handoff, attempts a long pass down the right sideline, and it's intended for Jack Jones, but he gets tripped up at the 20. Ball bounces harmlessly on the turf.
That it could have went either way. That was number 38, Stephen Robert, on the coverage. I guess the officials are saying it was incidental contact, and Coach Matthews is arguing his case with the official right now, but to no avail.
So Bedford has their punting unit on the field now, as it's 4th and 15 at the Windham 38-yard line. Jack Jones back to punt again, just shy of the 50-yard line.
Nashua North is up on Winnicott 12-0.
Here comes the punt from Jones. It's high, it's down the middle, and this one will be fielded, but there's nowhere to go for the Jaguars as Bedford brings Robert down inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line.
I think that was another mistake there by Windham. Stephen Robert was on his own 2-yard line when he fielded that ball, and usually they teach you if you're that close to the goal line, step away and see if the ball will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So Robert's decision right there might have cost Windham about 13 yards of field position, and he wound up getting the ball up to the 7-yard line.
So Windham deep in their own territory, and it's Keenan under center on this possession for the Jaguars. He's going to keep it straight up the middle, and he's finally brought down at about the 14-yard line.
Keenan with the carry, and Jack Jones, the punter, with one of the tackles there. Now Windham running the hurry up. They're back at the line of scrimmage.
Bedford hurrying to get their substitutions off the field, but the play goes for a loss. So Windham looked to have some momentum there after that pickup of 7 on first down, but they go backwards on second down, and now it'll be 3rd and 5.
No gain on the play, makes it 3rd down and 5.
5.5 to play here in the second quarter.
Bedford in the lead, 14-0.
Windham has struggled offensively all night with only 1 first down. And it's 3rd and 5 here. Keenan drops back to pass, and he's got a man open, but he overthrows him down the right sideline. They had gotten behind Bedford secondary, and Bedford very fortunate there that Keenan overthrew that 3rd and 5 pass.
Yeah, DeChico beat his man. That was probably the biggest chance for a Windham touchdown right there if Keenan could have gotten the ball in DeChico's hands. Instead, It's 4th down and 5 with 5:07 to go. Just one first down for the Jaguars so far.
Windham again going no huddle. And Keenan looks like he's going to go under center here on 4th and 5. And he pitches it back to a tailback who then punts it. It's a very short punt. Windham downs it out at the 24. So another interesting call on 4th down for the Jaguars. But the net result is that Bedford has great field position again.
Good field position for Bedford.
And again, they ran a trick play, lining up like they're going to go for it, pitching it back, but not getting a very good punt off. There was, you're practically turning it over on downs. I mean, you're only changing field position by about 10 yards, and you're giving Bedford fantastic field position. Wouldn't it be better to just put a punter in there and try to move him back 30 or 40?
So 1st and 10 for Bedford. It's a play action pass. Michael throws incomplete over the middle.
Pass incomplete, intended for Ethan Van Heerden.
Van Heerden, the intended recipient there of that 1st and 10 throw. So just under 5 minutes to play now in the first half. Bedford ahead 14-0.
Quick reminder, we've got an interview with Coach Matthews that we did yesterday talking about going into this new season, and he did that interview with Andrew. We'll have it for you at halftime, so stay tuned for that.
2nd and 10 play now for Bedford at Windham's 24. It's completed towards the right sideline to Sanchez. He breaks a tackle, and now he's wrapped up just shy of the 20-yard line. There is a flag down on the play. That was a pickup of about 3 on 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Stephen Robert with the initial tackle attempt. He bounced off of Sanchez, but he showed good hustle, getting up and getting right back and taking Sanchez down. But like I said, we've got a holding play here. It's going to negate the whole result. While we have a minute to get you caught up on scores around Division I, Exeter with a 12-0 lead over BG. Nashua North leading on the road, 12-0 over Winnicott. Salem over Central. That's another road team ahead, 15-0. And Londonderry with a 20-0 lead over Concord. That's the team that Bedford will be playing next Friday. And you and I will have that call from Memorial Field in Concord. It'll be a radio-only game. They'll have the video on tape delay, but the radio coverage will be live at 7 o'clock next Friday.
So the flag on that play, Harry, was indeed a hold on Bedford, and the penalty was accepted. So now it's going to be 2nd down and long for Bedford. They've gone backwards to the 43.
They've got to get to the 19. No, I'm sorry, the 14-yard line for a first down.
So from the 43, Bedford 2nd and long. They go with a handoff to Ellie. He's up the middle. He's got some space, but he is dragged down there just inside the 35.
Yeah, Bobby DeChico had him by his shoelaces, was able to slow him down enough until his teammates came by and were able to bring him down.
DeChico dragged him to the ground. So with the ball at the 34, it's 3rd and about 20. First down marker is at the 14-yard line. So Bedford 3rd and long here, but in Windham territory, leading 14-0 in the second quarter. 2 in the backfield on this one. And it's a play-action pass. Completed to Green over the middle. He's tripped up at the 25. So Tim Green there picks up about 9. And with the ball at the 25-yard line, it's going to be 4th down and 11 for the Bulldogs.
And Coach Matthews, no question here, he's going for it again on 4th down, not sending Bobotis out. He wants to get the first down here.
And we've got a whistle now. It looks like Windham has called timeout there. They want to set up their defense on this important 4th and long. Bedford has jumped out to a 14-0 lead. If you're just joining us, they rushed in their scores late in the first quarter. There was the first score of the game was Michael Axton running it in with 2:25 to go in the first quarter. And then the second touchdown, just over 2 minutes later, came from Jack Grogan on a 2-yard run. So Bedford scored those 2 touchdowns late in the first quarter. It's the only scoring we've seen so far tonight. And now with 3:20 to go in the second quarter, Bedford has 4th and 10 at the Windham 25-yard line. We've seen more 4th down attempts here by the offenses, Harry, than
really.
you normally see in about a month of action, but that's been the theme so far tonight.
A lot of riverboat gambler attitude here on both sides.
Bedford going with 4 wide receivers here. Michael in the shotgun. Sanchez in motion. It's a fake to him, and it's a pass to Green. It's completed, but he's brought down at about the line of scrimmage. So Bedford trying to use deception there to get some space for Green. They get him the ball, but Windham quickly tackles him. So that'll be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Joey DeSilva for Windham getting the tackle there. Yeah, he was completely not fooled on that play.
Windham now in possession again at their own 25. Trailing 14-0 here, 3:15 to go in the first half of the season opener. And it's going to be Keenan again for Windham under center. He's got 2 in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to his left. Still looking for some instruction from his sideline. Now back under center. There's a snap. He rolls out, lofts a pass towards the sideline. It's incomplete.
And that was really a weird play because TJ Giardino was running with his quarterback and actually ran into him in the backfield like they were on 2 different playbooks here.
And once again, Windham has had a couple opportunities down the field, but they've overthrown their receivers on that right sideline here multiple times in the second quarter. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Windham making a couple substitutions here. They're going right to left on your radio dial.
Stephon Robert coming in as one of the receivers.
It's Keenan under center. He takes the snap, drops back, throws it down the middle. He's got a man, and once again, just barely overthrown. That was Stephon Robert. He's been everywhere tonight, but just can't connect on a big play.
He stretched out and just got the fingertips on the ball. And if he had made the catch, he probably would have landed for no additional gain, but probably would have been the biggest offensive play of the night for the Jaguars, getting him to midfield. But like you said, it was just overthrown a little bit.
So 3rd and 10 now for Windham. Facing an uphill battle here. Trying to get a rhythm here offensively before halftime, trailing 14-0. Keenan again with 2 in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to his left, drops back to pass. Throws it over the middle, it's tipped and incomplete. Once again overthrows his receiver, and Bedford had a bit of a chance there for an interception. Didn't happen.
Yeah, the receiver DeSilva had a chance at the ball, wound up tipping it, and both Bedford defensive backs had a shot at the ball, didn't get it, but they're going to get it back now on what I assume is a punt. You never know. You never know what formation they're going to give you. I don't see a punter out there right now.
You really can't tell here with this Windham offense what they're going to do on 4th down. We've seen about everything. We've seen runs. We've seen punts from 2 different players, including a quarterback and a tailback.
Now a timeout.
Now a timeout on the field. It's Windham taking time to chat things over.
So stay tuned at halftime. We'll have our little discussion that Andrew had with Coach Matthews. Interesting discussion. This is Matthews' first game as the Bedford coach. He came over from Kearsarge High School, had a great successful run there. So you're going to hear a little bit about his program, what he plans for this program here in Bedford. And if you have to go somewhere and you miss it, it'll be on Fox on Sports tomorrow at 9 a.m. as well as Sunday at 9 p.m. And you also spoke with Coach Michelle Winning. Good interview with her.
We had a nice chat with her this morning. That will air tomorrow during the show. Coach Winning's group off to a 2-0 start, like you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Harry. Same with the boys soccer team. But really enjoyed catching up with Coach Winning. She's really built a winning program with a great culture. And so we get into that during our chat with her.
when we come back here, actually I got a little bit of time before they get the pass, the punt away here. The football team having their annual car wash at Elizabeth Seton tomorrow from 11 till 2, so get your car wash and help out the football program raise some money.
Well, 4th and 10, Keenan under center again for Windham, and whistles blow this play dead right as it's starting, and it's going to be a false start on Windham. So now they're marching backwards. It's going to be 4th and 15. Harry, could they possibly go for it again here?
Anything's possible, but they just came out of a timeout. How could there be any confusion on the play? You would think that they'd kind of know what they were doing coming out of the play, but somebody on the offensive line moved too early and sent them back 5 more yards.
So 4th and 15, Windham at its own 20, and they pitch it back, and Bedford stops the play in the backfield. Nice tackle there from Jack Grogan. Based on the previous play early in the quarter, it looked like Windham probably was going to attempt a punt there.
But that was Riley Desmaris with the punt/running attempt. But like I said, Grogan sniffed it out and sacked him in the backfield. And another turnover on downs has to be the 5th one of this half alone, and again giving Bedford a really good field position. And considering that Bedford hasn't exactly been moving the ball that well, you got to think that if they had played a more conservative field position game, this might be a scoreless game at this point.
As it stands, it's 14-0 Bedford, and we've got a flag here prior to the snap. And this time it's false start on Bedford. So with 2:51 to go here in the second quarter, Bedford is going to start this play at the 23. It'll be 1st and 15. They've got plenty of time here.
And they have all 3 timeouts? No, I'm sorry, they have 2 timeouts remaining in this half. Still enough to make something happen if they can just get a playoff.
Michael in the shotgun with 2 in the backfield on this play.
And another false start. You can hear the groans all the way up here. Torrey Helton there jumped from his tackle position.
Well, a rare mistake there for Helton, one of the senior captains for Bedford. He's had a great career. So certainly some of these plays are a little less surprising since it is the season opener, but that'll be something the Bulldogs will work on in practice to clean up. 1st and 20 now for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at the 28. And there's a handoff to Sanchez running left. He's got the edge, and he's going to get all the way inside the 10. That's a first down. What an excellent run there from Solomon Sanchez.
And a lot of that, the last 10 yards of that play can be credited to Green. He had an excellent open field block that gave Sanchez the extra room for another 10 yards there.
Ball spotted at the 6. 1st and goal now for Bedford. 2:37 to go in the first half. Michael in the shotgun with 2 in the backfield. And he hands it to Sanchez running left. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line. And it looks like they're going to spot it at about the 4-yard line.
And a quick shout out to Mickey Axton and his cousins in Texas who are watching the game on BCTV 23 along with Brad. Is that Brad and Braden? The 2 cousins? Well, thank you very much for tuning in online. Glad to have you on the broadcast here.
Let's see if we can bring another touchdown here. It's 2nd and goal from the 4 for the Bulldogs. Michael in the shotgun. The lone back here is Axton.
Taking a lot of time here. Of course, they don't have a clock in the end zone, so we don't know how close they are.
There's a handoff to Axton. He's brought down at the 5. So good penetration there from Jaguars. Brings up 3rd and goal from the 5.
Stephen Maig made the tackle there for the Jaguars.
Clock running under a minute and a half to go in the first half. Bedford leading 14-0 in the season opener. Looking to punch in their 3rd touchdown of the first half. Bedford in no hurry here. Minute and 10 to go. 3rd and goal. Michael's got 4 wide receivers here. He's in the shotgun. Axton motions out to the right. There's a throw over the middle, and it's just out of the hands of Sanchez. He got his hands on it in double coverage. He's unable to haul it in. And Bedford's going to bring on the field goal unit.
Yeah, so Bobotis now much more makeable range here. Looks like about a 20-yard kick for Bobotis with a minute to go here in the first half, second quarter.
Ethan Van Heerden will handle the hold duties.
Make that a 21-yard attempt.
That's right, with Van Heerden at about the 11. Bobotis sets up for the field goal attempt. Here comes the 21-yard attempt. It's up and good. So
great kick.
First field goal attempt of the season is converted by Bobotis, and Bedford takes a 17-0 lead with 56 seconds to go in the first half.
You know, that kick had a lot of leg to it. It looked like it could have been good from about 40 yards. So Bobotis showing Coach Matthews that next time when it's fourth down, maybe you should try a field goal attempt there. 56.2 left to go here in the second quarter. We're going to be talking with Coach Matthews, at least Andrew did earlier yesterday. And we hope you stick around for halftime, listen to that. We'll also get you caught up with some scores from around Division I. And a reminder that we'll be bringing you live coverage of Bedford at Concord next Friday at 7 o'clock. We're going to travel up to the Memorial Field in Concord to bring you the coverage live on radio. We'll have the video for you, courtesy of Concord Television, and get it to us, and we'll get that on our YouTube channel a bit later. But you'll be able to follow along live on the radio tomorrow next week, Friday at 7 o'clock. Andrew and myself will have the call for you.
Bobotis set to kick off for Bedford. The kick is up, and it's fielded by Windham at the 10. Robert running right. He's got some space. Gets out across the 30, brought down at about the 35. So great starting field position for Windham, but they've only got 46.2 seconds left with which to operate.
That was probably their best field position of the half, and a great return there by Robert. And we'll see what they can do here with just 46.2 seconds to go.
The story of the first half has been Bedford's run defense, because Windham has attempted only a few passes. They've gone with the run game primarily. Bedford has been up to the task. But Windham's going to have to open it up here a little bit with 46 seconds to go if they want to put their first score on the board before halftime.
Taking some time here.
Looks
now
like
the officials let him go.
It'll be Keenan under center again for Windham. 46 seconds to play here in the first half. And we've got some whistles.
Another change of position here by Bedford. They sent number 38 out on the field. That's Tyler Spires.
A brief officials timeout there to allow that substitution, and now here we go. 1st and 10 for Windham at their own 35. 46 seconds to play in the half. There's a pass, heaved high towards the left sideline. It's going to fall short of Robert. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Gesturing to the officials wanting an interference call. Alexander Zwickau on the coverage there. Keenan's showing some good arm strength on those throws when he has the time to throw it.
That's the first long pass we've seen from Windham that's gone underthrown. And 2nd down and 10 here for Windham will come with 40 seconds to play. Clock stopped after the incompletion. Keenan gets under center, and he's going to hand it off, and that'll be a loss of about 3. Tackle there from Torrey Helton.
And clock is stopped, so Bedford is going to try to angle for a little one more possession here in the half. They've got another timeout, so it's possible they'll get the ball back.
Smart play there for Coach Matthews, because if Windham actually punts it, we've already seen the explosive potential of Menderson Ellie in the punt return game. And if they go for it on 4th down and turn it over on downs again, Bedford will have the ball in Windham territory.
Yeah, I mean, actually, they've either turned the ball over or have punted very feebly out of these fake formations, which aren't fooling anybody. So, yeah, why not try to get the ball back one more time. You never know how close in you'll be. So they're talking things over, and now the Bedford team breaks up their huddle. Windham is still talking things over with their coach. Jack Byrne, the coach for the Jaguars, first year for him. So a pair of first-year coaches facing off here.
3rd and 12 it'll be here. 32 seconds to play in the first half. And Keenan goes with a handoff. Windham has a little bit of room. They get it out across the 40.
And a quick timeout.
Giardino with the carry. Ball's going to be spotted at about the 41-yard line.
Best field position for the Jaguars. What do they do here? Do they punt? You got to punt. You know, you got to get them back into their own zone. I mean, I don't think Bedford's been in their own zone yet. I think they played the entire offensive game inside the Windham territory.
Well, Bedford's called their final timeout here to force Windham into a decision on 4th and 4. Ball at their 41-yard line. 26 seconds to play in the first half. Bedford trying to get one more possession here. Tack on to their 17-0 lead. And there's almost no way to predict what exactly Windham will do on this play.
Right, if they do a clean punt, it'll be the first one of the game.
Bedford certainly expecting Windham to go for it. They've got their regular defense on the field and in position.
Not too worried about returning the punt.
And Keenan, the senior quarterback for Windham, is back on the field.
4th down and 4.
He's under center now. And there's a snap. He hands it off. And it's going to be a first down for Windham. They've broken it up the right sideline. Only Ellie can catch him. And the ball comes out at the goal line. Yet to get a signal, and it's a touchdown is signaled for Windham. What a play on 4th and 4 from their own 41. Windham breaks it up the right sideline, and the dive at the goal line gets just far enough across the line for Windham to put their first points of the night on the board.
Wow, that was an incredible play and one that totally was unexpected. And there's an injury timeout here. One of the Bedford players is down on one knee. Get you a number here in just a bit. But did you catch the number of the Windham runner? Was that Robert? He broke through the initial line of scrimmage and found a lane up the sideline. Like you said, Ellie was the only player that had an angle to bring him down before they crossed the goal line. He extended, and it's impossible to tell from here. I thought he might have extended the ball past the goal line, but
with the 58-yard touchdown run for Windham.
So we got the name of the player was Damaris. We'll get the name of the player in just a bit. But it was a 58-yard run from scrimmage that put Windham on the board. And now we'll see if we can get a extra point tacked on.
13 seconds to play here in the first half. Windham's attempt at an extra point is good.
Adam Burke with the kick.
Kick is good. That was Adam Burke with a nice
So big score late here from Windham. Makes the score 17-7 just before half. There's 13.4 seconds to play.
Well, Coach Burns been pulling that one-arm bandit all night on 4th down, and this time he hit the jackpot. Getting a 58-yard touchdown run. We'll get the runner here in just a moment. The scoreboard operators have that name. We didn't quite catch that.
The hole really opened up on the right side. All of a sudden, there were 3 Jaguars almost all alone running up the right sideline.
He had a wall of blockers, yeah, and hardly any Bedford players to block. I think they were selling out at the line of scrimmage and just got beat there. So just like that, it's now a 10-point game. Bulldogs leading 17-7 here with 13.4 seconds to go. Stay tuned at the half. We'll have an interview with Coach Matthews. And we'll also come back with a recap of scores from around Division I and a scoring recap of all the plays in this game.
Adam Burke on for the kickoff for Windham after converting that extra point. First kickoff of the day for Windham. Bedford will get the ball to start the second half. So the kick from Burke is a low liner, bouncing at about the 20. Picked up there by Sanchez of Bedford. He's still running towards the middle of the field. Laterally, he's brought down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, he lost a few yards there. He tried to wheel back, try to get around the wedge of the Jaguars to no avail, and he's down at the around the 21-yard line with just 7 seconds to go here.
So just before half, Bedford ahead 17-7.
Bulldogs will start this drive at their own
and
21.
Sanchez working to get his jersey squared away. We'll see if Bedford will take a knee here or attempt to pick up some yardage. 1st and 10 at their own 21. Michael hands it off to Ellie for a run up the middle. And he's tackled for a loss. And that'll do it for the first half. So in this season opener, Bedford gets out to a great start, scoring their first 17, but gives up a late touchdown there in the second quarter. So, Harry, we're going to go into halftime with the Bulldogs leading the Jaguars 17-7.
And the Bulldogs will be getting the kickoff to begin the third quarter. So Adam Burke is ready to kick it off here for the Jaguars here from the 40. They're going to be, the ball is going to travel from our right to left, Bedford left to right. And back for the kickoff, it's Sanchez and Ellie. They're right around the 15-yard line. We're ready to send the ball on its way here. Burke waiting for the official signal. Now here we go. Here's the kick. And it's going to be fielded by Sanchez at the 15-yard line. And he finds the seam up the middle and finally brought down. A good return there by Sanchez. He gets it up to the 38-yard line, and that's where Bedford will take over 1st and 10.
Sanchez got a nice head of steam there, started running north-south, and the story of the night so far for Bedford in terms of field position is it's been very advantageous all night long, and here they get it at their own 39.
So Joseph Michael in shotgun. He's got Axton in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. So kind of an aggressive setup, but that's what Bedford's been running all day. Waiting for the snap, looks over to the sideline for last-minute instructions. Now ready to receive the snap. As we mentioned, Bedford kind of lining up in a hurry-up, but then taking their time on the snap. And here's the handoff up the middle to Axton, and he's up to the 41-yard line for a pickup of 2.
Axton's been the primary ball carrier tonight. As we mentioned, he had 11 carries in the first half for 60 yards, and Bedford gets some positive yardage here, handing it off to him again to start the third quarter.
So 2nd and 8 here with 11:32 to go in the third quarter. Up to the line quickly, not giving Windham a chance to change their personnel. Now 2 in the backfield with Michael. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. In the shotgun, Michael with snap, drops back to pass. Looking downfield, got a man wide open. Sanchez, just a little too far. That's an incomplete pass.
Coverage there by Riley Desmaris for Windham, the running back who scored that touchdown in the first half. And he looked like he got a little bit of a hand on Sanchez, but he gets away with it. No call there.
Yeah, double coverage there on Sanchez. Wasn't a bad throw. A little too far for Solomon. Couldn't quite catch up to it. So now it's 3rd and 8 from the 41-yard line of the Bulldogs. Split receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Axton in motion to the right. Michael drops back, gets away from 1 rusher. He's got a man right behind him, but he throws the ball just in time. And that ball, I thought Sanchez caught that, but he dropped it at the as he was trying to turn around, kind of wheel around. It would have been a first down if he had made the catch, but he couldn't hang on to the ball, so now it's 4th and 8.
That was right at the borderline of where he would have had possession and taken 2 steps. And just as he was taking that second step, the ball bounced back out.
He didn't quite have it locked up before he started making his move. So drop pass there makes it a 4th down and 8 at the 41, 11:04 to go, and we're ready to kick it away here. Jack Jones, actual punter here. He's back at his 25-yard line, and for Windham, it's number 38, Stephen Robert. But he doesn't play the ball. It bounces backward and is down by Bedford at the 25-yard line. So that's where the Jaguars will begin with 10:54 to go in the third.
And you can see with that punt, I mean, it's a significant change of field position.
Yeah.
In the first half, Jones's 2 punts went for 67 yards, so averaging 33.5 per kick. And that's been one of the differences in the game so far.
And we don't know what Windham has on their roster. Maybe they don't have anybody who's a qualified, as strong a punter as, say, Jack Jones. So maybe that's why they go for it on 4th down as much as they do. So here we go. We got 2 receivers to the right, 2 in the backfield. Keenan hands it off, but it gets blown up. Oh, the ball's loose there for a moment. The officials say the ball was down, so it's not a fumble. Number 34, Riley Desmaris, with the carry, no gain there. It'll be maybe a loss of a half a yard, so we'll still call it 2nd and 10 here at the 25-yard line. 2 in the backfield, and up the middle, Keenan carries the ball, and he was met pretty strongly there, trying to get a number. Get the license plate of that bus that hit him. Was that 98 or 99? No, I'm sorry. Charles Michael Williams, Nigel Williams, 63 was the tackler that he ran into. So now it's 3rd and 9, just a yard gain there, and a false start by Bobby DeChico. That's going to move the Jaguars back by 5. So sloppy play continues here for the Windham Jaguars, not helping their cause out. 3rd and 4. So we'll see what Kyle Keenan and the Jaguars come up with here. Still 2 receivers out there. To the right, it's Robert and De Silva. And 2 running backs behind Keenan. He's under center. Drops back to pass, makes a throw, and he just led it too far for Stephen Robert right there. It'll be 4th down. And we'll see what the Jaguars do here. Will they go for it, or will they try to punt it away? Or will they do something else we don't?
It'll be very telling. I mean, 4th and 14, deep in your own territory. It's about as aggressive as you can be if you go for it here.
There's still 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. You're only down 10. You don't want to help the Bulldogs out any more than you have. And yet here we are. They are in offensive formation, 2 backs and 2 receivers. And they drop back. A throw down the sideline. And it's almost intercepted. Probably a good thing it wasn't, because they would have had the ball at the 50-yard line, and still they'll get it back at the 21. So once again, another 4th down turnover by the Jaguars.
That's the 6th one of the game. So Bedford given another gift with this incredible field position. But nice coverage there from Ellie to come over and help and knock that pass away.
The receiver was open momentarily. I think the pass just took a long time getting there, and Ellie had a chance to recover. So here we go. Bedford starting in deep in Windham territory again on the 21-yard line. 1st and 10, 9:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2 in the backfield with Michael, and the handoff to Axton. Takes a sweep to the left, and he's brought down at about the 19-yard line, so a gain of 2 or 3 yards on that play.
Tackled by Riley Damaris.
Riley Damaris with the tackle there for the Jaguars. And it looks like we'll have a 2nd down. They're going to give him 4 yards in that carry. No, I'm sorry, 2 yards. 2nd and 8 at the 19.
Bedford averaged 4.7 yards per carry in the first half. So Windham's run defense has been solid, not quite as strong as Bedford's, but they have really held up to some difficult positions that the offense has put them in.
And the snap, handoff to Axton. He finds a hole. He's going for the end zone, and he makes it. Touchdown, Axton, 19-yard carry. And the Bulldogs take a 23-7 lead.
That's Axton's second touchdown carry of the night. He had an 8-yarder to start the scoring in the first quarter. And he ran open there down the left sideline for an easy 6.
Well, Axton once again shows that he's got a real good eye for the hole, and he's able to make the cut, and he bounced his run outside and found a lane to the end zone. He also had good running, good blocking, I should say, down the sideline all the way to the end zone. So here's the snap. Ball is up a little high, pulled down by Van Heerden, and Bobotis is able to complete the play. Extra point good, 24-7. Bedford is up with 8:51 to play in the third.
Well, much better start there for Bedford once they got that good field position after the turnover on downs. They're back in rhythm here with making some progress and punching it in when they get that great opportunity.
And I'm still kind of incredulous over the willingness of the Jaguars to run such a risky play on fourth down. You would think any kind of any movement of the ball, if they had just even a pooch punt that would have given them an extra 15 or 20 yards, would have made it at least a little harder for the Bulldogs to score instead of just giving them the ball on the 21-yard line. So again, it's that's what they're doing, and it's 24-7 as a result. Bobotis kickoff to Robert. It bounces off his hands. He picks it up from the 5-yard line, running up the sideline, finally tackled at about the 20-yard line, and they're indicating a fumble here. See if it is. And it is. Robert dropped the ball. Bedford ball at the 20-yard line. The second time we've seen a turnover on kickoff.
Yeah, once Robert recovered the ball, he got some good momentum there out towards about the 20, but then he just started to bobble it right towards the end of the run, and Bedford takes advantage with another turnover.
So another gift from the Jaguars, and Bedford finds themselves in terrific field position once again, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. And they've got 3 receivers out, actually 4, but one of the receivers is in the backfield slightly. One man in the back, that's Sanchez in motion, but instead the handoff goes to Axton. It's the same play as the last one he scored on, and he's able to gain about 11 yards, gets it down to the 9-yard line, 1st down Bedford.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right, Harry?
Yeah, I mean, he had the lane.
Axton's been the most consistent player offensively for Bedford.
That must put him over 100 yards, or close to it. So here we go, 1st down and goal. They're going to say it's at the 10-yard line. 4 receivers, 3 of them are to the right of Michael. Axton's in the backfield. Michael in the shotgun. They've been in the shotgun all game. Hands it off to Axton, and he runs into a scrum and pushed back. The officials are going to give him about a yard gain, get down to the 9-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 9. 8-minute mark of the third quarter, 24-7, Bulldogs ahead. Axton with two of the touchdowns in this game.
You know, in the Queen City Jamboree here, we saw Bedford run the ball 4 times inside the 10, trying to get their running game going for the season. Let's see if Bedford sticks with the run or if they attempt to pass here inside the 10-yard line.
So Michael is flanked on either side. Nope, we're going to get a timeout here. Chance to talk things over. We'll see. Yeah, it's Bedford calling a timeout here with 7:30 to go here in the third quarter.
Timeout was called by Bedford.
Great opportunity here for the Bulldogs to break it open a bit. When Windham scored that touchdown with only 13 seconds to go in the first half, they really made a game of it on the scoreboard, cutting the lead to 17-7. But now Bedford has already scored once in the third quarter, and now with 7.5 minutes to go, they've got a chance to break it open and get this to a 24-point lead with another touchdown.
8:23 to go in the third quarter, and Nashua North with a 28-0 lead over Winnicott. And Central Salem adds to their score, 35-0 now at Gill Stadium for the Blue Devils. Memorial and Timberlane at the half still leading 7-0. And that is, 28-6. Dover in the lead on their game against Keene. So those are the latest scores we have for you in Division I. And now we're back to action here at Bedford High Stadium. It is second down and goal from the 9. Split receivers. Motion for Sanchez. The handoff to Axton, and he is met in the backfield. 33, Bobby DeChico with the big hit, causing a loss of yardage of, say, about, I guess they're going to say a loss of 3 back to the 12-yard line. So now third and goal from the 12. Again, this Windham defense has been playing very well.
They certainly have, Harry. They've been with backs up against the wall all night with the starting field position that Bedford's gotten.
And one in the backfield, that's Axton. 4 receivers out. 1 receiver is set back on the left. And there's a handoff up the middle to Axton. And he runs right into Dylan Stozak for another loss. They're going to mark him back at about the 13 or 14-yard line. So again, Windham's doing the job. The Windham D is putting up a stout fight, keeping the Bulldogs out of the end zone best they can. So Coach Matthews is going to send Bobotis out here for a field goal attempt. This will be a 31-yard attempt. The ball will be up. Now we have a flag here. I wonder if this is a delay game. We will find out. Now the officials are going to talk things over here. Kind of an unusual time for an official to throw a flag. It didn't seem like that much time had gone by. I'm not sure what the tapping of the shoulder signal.
Was that too many men on the field?
That could be. But either way, it's going to send the Bulldogs back at least 5 yards? 10 yards? No, a 5-yard penalty here. The official touched his shoulder. I'm not sure if that was a too many, maybe 12 men in the huddle penalty. So now it's going to be a 36-yard attempt for Bobotis. Van Heerden, the holder. 6:07 to go. Waiting for the snap. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. Bobotis showing the leg and the accuracy. 27-7. Bedford up on the Jaguars.
Well, plenty of legs there for Bobotis. That was a nice kick.
That could have been a 45-yarder.
Easily. That ball went through the uprights, right sort of at the top of the right upright.
Yeah.
That sailed through.
Very impressive kick right there by Ryan Bobotis. That's his second of the night. He's hit all his extra points as well, 3 of those. 27-0. I keep saying that. It sure feels like Windham didn't score yet, but they did get that touchdown late at the second quarter. 27-7 is the score, and Bedford's getting ready to kick it off to them.
Bobotis, one of the many Bulldogs with big shoes to fill this year, taking over from Matty Lucantoni, who had an excellent season kicking last year, and Bobotis up to the task so far tonight.
Line drive kick picked up short. Number 34, Riley Desmaris with the pickup, and he gets the ball all the way up to the 36-yard line, so good return there for Windham. They will take over here with 5:54 to go in the third quarter, and we'll see if they can add any points, try to cut this lead back. I mean, they had it at a 10-point game at the end of the half, 17-7. They've given up 10 points, one on a 4th down turnover on downs, another on a fumbled kickoff. So Kyle Keenan still behind center with 2 running backs behind him. The snap. Keenan sweeps to the right, trying to find an edge, and he can't quite do it because number 11, Tim Green, followed him all the way to the sideline, and the result is a gain of 2 yards, but we have a player down. Looks like a Bedford player. Nope. It is a Windham player who's down on the ground. Try to get a number for you.
You mentioned Tim Green making the tackle there. He, of course, is one of the starting wide receivers for Bedford. Plenty of speed for Green to keep up with the quarterback for Windham there, Kyle Keenan.
Number 38 who was down on the ground, that's Robert or Robert. And he's hopping. It looks like it's a possible ankle or knee injury, so he's hopping his way with help to the sideline.
That's a big blow for Windham. Robert's been in the middle of a lot of plays. He's the primary kick returner, punt returner, and wide receiver for the Jaguars.
Coming into the game now, number 71, Torrey Helton, takes his place on the D-line. And we're getting ready to start play here. Clock is stopped because of the injury. 5:36 now, clock is running. And Keenan comes from the sideline ready to go with the play.
They've just made a substitution, actually. It's Travers back now.
Oh, Travers, you're right. Number 28, he is under center. One receiver to the right, drops back the pass, evades one tackle, still running free. Helton's chasing him down, throws it. Oh, he had a man open at the Bedford 40-yard line, but threw it short. The pass intended for trying to get that number. I see a 4. Number 14, Cole Peterson was the intended receiver.
That was Benjamin Sylvain, defensive end for Bedford, who got back in the backfield and forced Travers out of the pocket.
So now it's 3rd and 9 after the incomplete pass by Travers.
Travers has attempted a higher percentage of passes than the other quarterback for Windham, Keenan, but here he hands it off.
And no place to run. Gets the stuff at the line of scrimmage, but a flag comes in late. We'll wait and see what this call is. Riley Damaris able to gain about a half a yard on the carry. But we'll see what the officials say. It looks like this is going to go against Bedford. And they're walking it off, a 5-yard penalty here.
Face mask was the indication.
An inadvertent one, I imagine. If it were deliberate, it would have been a 15-yarder and a first down. We're still just down to one first down for the Jaguars, right? 1 first down and 1 touchdown.
Correct.
So we're approaching the 5-minute mark. It's now 3rd and 4. Windham on some of their best field position of the night. The Bedford 43 at the run up the middle, which gains maybe a yard. Quarterback keeper by Travers. It's going to be 4th down and 3 from the 44-yard line. Might be a long 2. So if they go for it here on 4th down, I can't imagine why they wouldn't. They went for it on their 20. They might as well go for it here on their own 44.
Absolutely needing 3 touchdowns if they want to take the lead in this game. And late in the 3rd quarter, they are going to go for it.
So 2 receivers to the right. De Silva is one of the receivers, along with Coleman. 2 in the backfield, and a quick handoff. And the scrum is moving forward, and I think they might have gotten the first down.
This one is going to depend on the spot. This is right close to the marker.
A good push there by the line, and the running back, number 34, Damaris, willing himself to a first down, and that is the 2nd first down for the Jaguars tonight.
That was all about the second effort from Desmaris. He had multiple Bedford tacklers on him, and he fought forward to get that first down by inches.
So a new set of downs for the Jaguars. A little bit of life here with 3:51 to go. And a run up the middle. And breaks out into the open. Chased by one man and pulled down. That's going to be a face mask. That was Travers who called his own number, ran it up the middle, found a big hole, taken down in Bedford territory, got all the way down to about the 15-yard line. But number 2, Menderson Ellie, I think they got his face mask or his helmet. They're going to call a 15-yarder here, a personal foul, face mask tackle or a horse collar or something to that effect. Basically, he pulled him down by his head. Yes, it is. Wait a minute. The official just pointed at Windham.
Yes, he did. They're marching backwards.
I see what they're saying. Did Travers grab Ellie's face mask? I don't get this. I'm not getting this at all.
Yeah, what I saw from Ellie was, if anything, it would have been an inadvertent hand to the helmet, to the face mask area, but it does appear that they have ruled that against Travers.
Yeah, so what they're saying, Travers had an inadvertent face mask, so they marked them off by 5 back to the 23. But nonetheless, they've got a first down and possession in the Bedford territory for the first time tonight. And a handoff up the middle gains about 4 yards.
Curtis Shattuck had the carry there.
So they're down to the 18-yard line. I think it was a gain of 5. Should be 2nd and 5 here.
As we get back to that big run by quarterback Travers, again, it was the speed of Ellie that saved a touchdown. It's a real weapon for Bedford's defense. Ellie coming up huge again.
Makes it 2nd and 6.
So Shattuck and Desmaris in the backfield. Travers calls his own number, but the hole doesn't open. No gain. It's going to bring 3rd down and 6 at the 18.
That was an odd play from Windham. The way Travers tucked that under, it was as if he thought it was 2nd and 1.
Yeah.
But it was 2nd and 6.
He had nowhere to go. He just kind of ducked and covered. So now 3rd and 6. Actually, they're going to give him a yard here. So 3rd and 5 here on the 17-yard line. And it's a handoff this time to Riley Desmaris, and he seems to get about a yard before he's brought down to the 16-yard line. So 4th and 4, and we don't know if they'll try in field. I assume they're in field goal range here. It would be about a 30-yard kick if they wanted to do it from here, but nope, they're going to go for it. Why not? That's all they've been doing all night. So 4th down, tight formation, 1 receiver to the right. It's a blitz by Bedford, and they bring Travers down for a huge loss, all the way back to the 37-yard line. So Bedford they sent everything in the kitchen sink, and they brought him down for a sack, a big loss there, about 10 yards. Actually, they're going to call him down to the 25-yard line.
Alexander Swickow got to him first, and then Benjamin Sylvain finished off the sack. Huge play there from Bedford's defense.
And a timeout, an official's timeout here.
They want to have the clock adjusted from 104 up to 122. That was a big play there for Bedford. Of course, ahead by 20, they keep a 3-touchdown advantage with that turnover on downs.
So 1:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And the officials finally giving the go-ahead. And here we go. Bedford, 2 in the backfield. And the handoff to Axton. He breaks 1 tackle and finds the seam, gets all the way up to the 45-yard line. A big gain there of 20 yards for Michael Axton. 1st down, Bedford.
Nice piece of running there for Axton, and now he is certainly over 100 yards on the ground for the night.
He was able to shake off a tackle attempt behind the line of scrimmage and took it all the way out to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. And now 3 receivers to the left of Michael, 1 in the backfield. That's Axton. In the shotgun. Sanchez in motion, but instead the handoff goes to Axton, who finds a little bit of room. He gets pushed back. He gains about 2 yards to the 47. Clock ticking down, 39 seconds to go. So a 2-yard gain there for Axton. Bedford lines up. We'll see if they get a snap off before the end of the 3rd here. Looking to the sideline for a call. 20 seconds to go. Split receivers, 2 on each side. Axton in the backfield. Michael in the shotgun. There's the snap. Pass fake, and then down the sideline. intended for Van Heerden. It hits him in the hands and bounces away. Incomplete pass.
Well, nice play design there for the Bulldogs. Michael faked the pass to Zachary Strobel right at the line of scrimmage, and then threw about 20 yards downfield to Van Heerden, like you described, Harry, and that one almost connected for a big gain.
Might have got him into the field goal range with that one. Of course, 7 seconds to go here. 3rd and 8. And we'll see what the play call is here. Looking to the sideline, trying to get the play call. They've got 3 receivers again to the left of Michael. And number 2, Ellie is in the backfield instead of Axton. And the handoff goes to Ellie. A burst up the middle. He finds a seam. He's going for it. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Bedford. Ellie with a 53-yard run.
Well, how about that? A big block there in the middle of the field by Torrey Helton, and he celebrates by pointing at Zach Matthews as Coach Matthews pointed back at him. They both recognized how big of a block that was to open up that huge hole for Ellie.
So a huge touchdown there by Menderson. Ellie showing it that speed that he showed off in the Jamboree with that punt return. Takes it up the middle. The Red Sea parted, and he just took advantage of it. Ran right up the middle for a 53-yard touchdown gallop to end the 3rd quarter. 0's on the scoreboard, but we're going to get the extra point here from Bobotis. Van Heerden's hold down. The kick is up, and it is good. 34-7, Bedford up in this opening game. Defending champs. Undefeated, I should say, too, right? I mean, 12 games in a row last year, and this would make it 13. So they're on a streak.
That's right. And Coach Matthews, as we head towards the 4th quarter, has got to be very happy with his first game at the helm for the Bulldogs as he tries to add to that streak. Bedford certainly in great position here and starting to get into a better flow on both sides of the ball here in the second half.
28-6 is the current score. Dover-Keene game, the Green Tide still in the lead in that one. And 35-0 is the score for Nashua North over Windham. And then we finally have a score in Nashua, 10-6, Nashua South ahead of Portsmouth. Now the kickoff by Bedford is picked up, and a tackle right there, a good shoestring tackle by number 32 for Bedford. Michael Irwin is able to keep number 38, Zach Rubin, from breaking too far. He gets the ball up to the 25-yard line. That's where the Windham Jaguars will start here in the 4th quarter with 11:53 to go.
Yeah, Stefan Robert back in the game for Windham. I saw him testing out that leg on the far sideline at the end of the 3rd quarter, so he's good enough to get back in the game. That's important for Windham.
Now Travers is hobbling off the field. You see him, he's favoring one leg there, so we'll see if he's back in the game. So it must mean Keenan is back under center on this series. Waiting for the lineup here. Actually, we have a different quarterback in there, I think. Number 29, Stephen Mag, is under center. And a false start. It's going to be a false start against the Jaguars. New quarterback, maybe
False start against Windham.
the line unfamiliar with his snap count.
Make it 1st down and 15.
So that moves them back to the 20-yard line, 1st and 15. So Keenan, the starting quarterback, not in the game. Travers left with a hobble. And like we said, Mag is in there now for, Stephen Mag is in for the Jaguars. There's a handoff up the middle.
Shattuck.
Number 24 brought down after about a gain of 3 yards, maybe 4. They're going to give him 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Makes it 2nd and 12.
Clock is ticking, 11:30 to go in the game. 34-7, Bedford's up. And the Jaguars with more of a spread formation now, 3 receivers out there. Mag is back to pass, but the officials blow the whistle, throw the flag, another false start.
Jaguars having a hard time here getting coordinated with Mag under center.
Is it that much of a change when a new quarterback comes out?
You wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't think that would be the case, but now we've seen 2 out of 3 plays with a false start. And it moves Jaguars back another 5 yards, 2nd and 17. They'll be back at the 19-yard line. Still with 3 receivers out there, pretty aggressive stance for the Jaguars. They were running only 1 receiver most of the night. They've got 3 now. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. 2 running backs. Mag under center. He drops back, and there's a throw. Almost intercepted there, and it is intercepted. No, it hit the ground. Tim Green was able to get his hand on the ball, slow it down, but Jack Jones was almost able to come up with the interception, but the officials say the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, great play there by Green to get that first tip on it, because the arc of the pass looked like it was on target to the intended receiver, Stephon Robert.
So the clock has stopped, 10:48. It's going to be a 3rd and 17 here. Looks like Keenan is back under center here. Or is he? Wait. No, that was Mag. Just went to the sideline for instructions. Now they're huddling up. Mag gives them the play call here. 3rd and 17 for Windham. With another three receiver set here. Off the snap, Mag rolls out to his right and throws to the sideline. And I can't tell who came up with that. Did yep, the Windham receiver did get
Windham
that, number
made
33.
The catch. That ball looked like it got deflected twice.
Yeah, Bobby DeChico with the catch and a gain of it looks like up to the 29-yard line. So that's about a gain of 10. 4th and 7 now with 10:21 to go. He threw it into kind of a crowd. It really was hard to see who came up with the ball. In fact, I was really surprised that DeChico came up with it because it didn't look like it was heading his way.
Yeah, there were 3 Bulldogs who looked like they had a shot at it, but Windham came away with the reception.
So now 4th and 7, why not? Going for it again here. Mag dropping back, throwing down, and it's almost intercepted. Solomon Sanchez covering De Silva, had it in his hands and dropped it, but actually that's a good break for Bedford because it gives them better field position. They would have, if he had made the catch, they would have been in midfield. Instead, they're going to get the ball back at the Windham 29-yard line. I know if you're a defensive back, the temptation to pull that interception is sometimes too much, but really the smart play was just to knock the ball down.
Yeah, you're right. And I could see the Bedford coaching staff signaling for incomplete. They wanted that to be called as it was.
So once again, Bedford starting in Windham territory, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think every single one of their offensive drives has started in Windham territory tonight. I mean, they must be averaging, the average drive start must be the Windham 25. It's been that lopsided, folks. Michael dropping back, looking for the end zone for Green. He gets, oh, come on. That should have been a pass interference call, but the officials let that go.
Yeah, I think the thought process there was that Green made a move inside and
ran into De Silva, who was covering on the play.
Yeah, he initiated the contact that led to the trip.
Good point. Not trying to be a homer here. It just looked like it was a lot of contact there. But you're right. It was Green that moved into De Silva, and Michael's pass was a little bit off the mark anyway. So that's another thing. The official might have said it was an uncatchable ball. So 9:45 to go. 2nd and 10 here from the 29-yard line in Windham territory. Michael is in the shotgun with Axton. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. And a handoff to Axton on a sweep. Forced to the outside. Manages to get some yardage out of that. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. Gets it up to the 25-yard line. We're going to be 3rd and 6 on this play.
Tackle there for Windham from DeChico.
So quickly up to the line of scrimmage while Michael looks to the sideline to get his play call.
Makes it 3rd and 6.
Axton in the backfield with him. This time 2 receivers split to each side.
Joseph Leary in the game now as one of those wide receivers for Bedford.
And Michael's going to call his own number up the middle, gets it to the 21-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down by about 2. We're looking at a 4th and 2 here. We'll see if they send Bobotas out. It looks like, well, they're making a change here. I'm not sure if
4th down and 2.
They're actually sending in Aaron Scaling, one of the other Bedford quarterbacks, number 7. You can see him.
now a timeout is called by Windham.
Timeout. Called by the Jaguars.
So that's an interesting play. I guess Coach Byrne wanted a little more time to think about what Bedford had up their sleeve, sending out Scaling. I think that's his first appearance in the game.
You know, I think he may have appeared on that first quarter handoff at the 2-yard line that Grogan took in. I wanted to see the replay to be sure, but I think he came in for that one snap, and seeing him come out onto the field again, you're right, Coach Byrne for Windham may have thought, well, there's a little bit of confusion here. I'm not sure what Bedford is doing. Let me just call timeout and get my defense set.
And with another touchdown, I believe we'll be in run time here. So Bedford 4th and 2, they're going to go for it at the 21-yard line, trying to keep this drive alive, trying to put the final nail in the coffin here. So Scaling's still in there.
Hayden Cheney in the backfield along with Jack Grogan.
And it's a tight formation. Everybody's at the line of scrimmage. And Scaling keeps it. He's got one man to beat. And he gets tackled for a loss at the 25-yard line. I'm not sure what the idea was there. I think it was trying to, it was a sweep, and I guess they were thinking that they might beat Windham to the edge, but the Jaguars chased him down. I was surprised he didn't throw the ball away, but I guess it didn't matter either way. They were going to fail on the 4th down attempt. So it's now 1st and 10, turnover on downs. Windham gets the ball on the 21-yard line, and we have an injured player. The player that made the tackle on the play, he's on the far sideline for Windham, can't quite make out the number. But that was the player that shut down the play, forcing the turnover. And while we have a moment here, the Bedford Athletic Boosters would like to thank the volleyball program for volunteering their time as the concession stand workers today. Their season starts on Monday, hosting Bishop Girton in their opener at home. And the Athletic Boosters thank them for their time and encourages all Bedford families to consider becoming Athletic Boosters themselves. Get involved. Check out www.bbabc.net to learn more how you can help athletics here in Bedford.
I walked by the concession stand right before the game, and it really smelled like they had some good food back there.
Yeah, that's one of we have to, we're working, we can't leave, can't walk off in the middle of the broadcast, get a burger. Of course, if they're listening, they could bring us one. We won't say no.
That's what halftime is for.
Yeah, I should have said something earlier. They're probably out of burgers now anyway. So that player is still down on the sideline, and the other player is taking a knee out of respect, waiting for that player to leave the field. He's still working on him. Can't make out the number at the far sideline. We'll see if we have any more updated scores here from Division I. Salem up 41-0. That's the final at Gill Stadium. Blue Devils just demolishing the Little Green. And we'll be facing Central later on. I think it's game number 5 in the schedule. Thank you very much. Looking at some other scores here. Some D2 scores. Not going to give you those. Memorial is up ahead of Timberlane. 14-7 with 3 minutes left. That might be the first win in quite a while. And you can hear the applause there for the Windham player that got up. Did you catch the number who that player was?
I did not.
So the good news, he got up, got a hand. And we'll be able to continue now. Also, Londonderry with a 48-6 lead over Concord with two minutes to go in that game. So 1st and 10 now for the Jaguars. They've got 9:05 here to make up quite a few points here. They're down 27 here in the fourth quarter. And we'll see who's in there right now. Is that
Travers?
Travers is out there. Here's a pass down the sideline. And a pass interference call?
That flag came in late. That was Joey DeSilva, the intended receiver, who started clamoring for a flag before the ball even landed, and he got it.
I mean, there was some contact along the sideline. I think the argument was that DeSilva got impeded. You could make that argument. The officials are talking it over.
DeSilva certainly made that argument with his body language, and he drew the flag.
And they're going to give it to him. 15-yard penalty here, moving Windham up to, I believe, the 40-yard line. We haven't had too many penalties in this game, but mostly false starts and minor stuff. It's like the first 15-yarder, I think, of the game. So they get the ball moved up to the 40. 1st and 10 here for the Jaguars. They have not been in Bedford territory yet. They scored their only touchdown on a 58-yard run. Handoff up the middle. Goes to number 45. Dylan Field gets the ball up to the 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Clock down to 8:43. Don't forget, we'll have next week's game radio only at Memorial Field in Concord. The Bulldogs against the Crimson Tide. Here's another handoff. And brought down for no gain. Menderson-Ellie with the tackle. Damaris was the ball carrier. And Hayden Cheney was on the tackle as well for Bedford. So
we've got a flag coming in at the end of this play, Harry, over on the far side. Officials are meeting to discuss it.
We'll have to see if this was an infraction on the penalty, perhaps a face mask or something like that. It is a personal foul, horse collar tackle on one of the Bulldogs, so that's going to be a big one, 15-yarder. So 2 plays and 15-yard penalties each, moving the Jaguars into Bedford territory for the first time. Undiscovered territory for the Jaguars. They're at the 43-yard line of the Bulldogs. So thanks to a pair of penalties, 30 yards worth of penalties, Jaguars in Bedford territory for the first time today. There's a handoff. Travers dropping back, throws it over the middle, hits his man right in the hands, and he can't hold on to it. DeSilva, he couldn't have placed the ball better.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Windham. To me, that was the best looking throw all night from any quarterback we've seen. Travers throwing it on the money over 30 yards down the field, but DeSilva unable to bring it in.
And he had beaten his man, and he had nothing but wide open real estate in front of him. So that's 7 that went by the wayside on that play. The incomplete pass stops the clock at 7:40 to go now in regulation. Travers under center. He's got 2 receivers to his right. A pair of running backs behind him, getting last-minute instructions from Coach Byrne on the sideline. And now Travers relays the play to his other players. And now what do we have? Is it a delay game? Yep, it is. It took too long. It's hard to judge without an actual clock in the end zone. The officials maintain the time on their own, but that really felt like forever. They were taking a long time to get that play off, and it cost them 5. So they give 5 yards back. They're back to the 48-yard line now. It'll be 2nd and 15. And now they're back to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers right, 1 left. And a handoff, quick handoff inside. Didn't catch the number of the running back, but they're going to pick up about 1 yard on that play.
That was Dylan Field getting another carry for the Jaguars, senior running back.
Tackle for no gain.
Actually got up to the 47-yard line. So it's a 3rd and 14 here with 7:14 to go. And a pitch back and a tackle by Tyler Spires right there. Damaris had the carry, and he got the ball up to about the 42-yard line. Gain of 5. That's going to make a 3rd and 9 here. I'm sorry, 4th down and 9, which obviously they're going to go for.
That was a great open field tackle by Spires, tripping up Desmaris.
And we have a penalty on the play against Windham.
I think personal foul penalty against Windham.
Personal foul. That undisciplined play there moves them right back into their own territory.
That's right, Harry. After 2 big penalties by Bedford on this drive, got Windham into Bedford territory. 2 penalties from Windham pushes them back into their own territory.
They're on the 43-yard line. This is going to be 17, about 3rd and 23, 24. So a tall order here.
4th down. The officials just telling the
it is 4th
scoreboard
down.
operator to update that.
So the penalty came after the play. You really hate to see that. That is such an undisciplined play. Now here's a throw by Travers down the sideline, going up for it, and incomplete.
De Silva.
The ball was on the money. De Silva, I think he got his both hands on the ball. He had to fight for it, but it was a catchable ball. He couldn't come down with it. So now the 7th or 8th turnover on downs by the Jaguars gives Bedford their worst field position of the day. Their starting field position all the way back on the Windham 43-yard line.
It does seem that way, and that is the 8th turnover on downs by the Jaguars tonight. They are 3 for 11 in their 4th down conversion attempts.
So 6:50 to play here. Bedford with the ball again on the Windham 43. It's a handoff up the middle. And that was Menderson-Ellie squeezing his way through a tight hole and getting all the way up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13. First down.
Ellie comes up hobbling a little bit, motions to the sideline for Axton to replace him. So let's hope that Ellie will be all right here and be able to return to action.
Calling a play here. As they line up, they have 3 receivers to the left of Michael. He's got 1 man in the backfield. That's Axton. And the handoff is to Axton, who wheels around but gets tripped up there by number 53, Mason Belsky for Windham. After only about a 2-yard gain, that's going to be 2nd and 8 at the 28-yard line for Bedford.
Bedford's rushing attack really getting into the groove here. A nice combination with Axton handling the bulk of the carries, showing some power as well as agility, and then Ellie showing his speed up the middle on multiple occasions here in the second half.
5:50 to go in regulation time. 2 running backs flanking Michael in the backfield. He's in the shotgun. Michael drops back. He's got a rusher who gets him and brings him down. 2 tacklers. A sack by Windham. 58 and 63. 58 is James Como. 63 Dylan Stozak. And they drop him back all the way to the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 18. 5:16 to go here as the teams line up. We'll see what Bedford plans here. They've got 3 receivers out to the right now. From the shotgun, Michael with the snap, drops back. Hits his man over the middle. That's Solomon Sanchez up at around the 30-yard line. It won't be enough for a first down. It's a gain of 8, though. So we're looking at probably a 4th and 10, 4th and 11. It'll be 4th and 11. He's at the 31-yard line.
That was one of the better pass plays for Bedford tonight. Nice confidence boost there for Michael.
And Bedford's going to go for it here with a big enough lead. Same formation with 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Green all alone on the left. He's got Axton in the backfield from the shotgun. Michael, and we get a whistle here. What is this? It'll be a timeout called by Windham. They're going to call the timeout. So 4:15 to play here. 34-7. Windham behind the Bulldogs here, who are trying to earn their 13th win in a row.
That's right, Harry. Season opener following that state championship last season. If you're just joining us and just getting acquainted with the squad this year, Bedford has a new coach, Zach Matthews. And he's got to be happy with this second half performance for Bedford. It was 17,
great way to start.
17-7 at half and now 34-7.
Though not without a few warts that they'll have to address. The offense has been effective, not perfect. They had a few breakdowns. They definitely had a breakdown at the end of the second quarter, giving up that touchdown on a 4th down play. 58-yard run. However, they are facing the Crimson Tide that just got shut out by Londonderry, so maybe next week won't be quite the challenge that we had initially anticipated. So 4th and 10 from the 31. Michael with the snap, drops back, looking over the middle, and a throw for Green. He gets hit by De Silva just as the ball got to him. Couldn't hang on to it. Incomplete pass, turnover on downs. Wyndham takes over with 4:11 to play.
Yeah, great timing there by De Silva. Breaking up that pass right at the 1st down marker. Looked like Green would have converted that 4th and long if not for De Silva's timing.
So we're just waiting for the start of the offensive possession here, taking their time lining up. Finally coming into the game is Travers. He'll take over under center. 3 receivers out there for Windham, 2 running backs behind, a handoff on the inside for a short gain, about a yard or 2. Number 48 was the ball carrier. That's C.J. Giardino. Picks up a yard there. They're actually going to give him 2 up to the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Same formation. And a pitch back. That goes up to Dev Patel. And Patel is brought down about, I guess, no gain on that play.
Joseph Leary was the Bedford defender who pushed him out of bounds.
Actually a loss on that play. Patel losing about 4 yards on the play. That was kind of a tricky pitch back. Patel had to reach up to get it. It wasn't a very good pitch back by Travers. Now here's a pass down the middle, intended for De Silva. Did he come down with it this time? He does. Huge pass play. De Silva with the catch all the way into Bedford territory at the 35-yard line.
Solid coverage there by Zachary Strobel, but De Silva finally makes that long catch that he and Travers have been trying to connect on for most of the second half here.
Nice pass play, 35 yards in the air there for Travers. So Windham with another 1st down, rare for them tonight. There's a snap. Travers going for the end zone. Here's the pass. He's got a man open. Makes the catch. Oh, and broken up there at the last second by Stephen Watson. That was a great play by Watson to break up a Bobby DeChico catch. He had to come back for the ball at the 10-yard line. But Watson was able to reach his hand in there and pull it out. So instead of a 1st and goal or even a touchdown, it winds up being 2nd and 10 from the 36.
Yeah, that ball was just slightly underthrown to DeChico, which prevented Windham from getting that 1st down inside the 10.
You're right, he had to come back for that pass. And there's a snap, and off inside, and a run up the middle. C.J. Giardino is able to get it up to about the 33-yard line, gain of 3. And we're looking at 3rd and 7 here. Clock ticking down to 2:45. Game is pretty much wrapped up. They're just playing for pride here. Maybe get another score on the board. Make it more respectable. There's a snap. Travers dropping back, drops the ball, picks it up, and makes the throw, and it's intercepted. Dylan Kumbani coming up with the interception there for Bedford, so a turnover. The Bulldogs take over. They get the ball back at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, two great defensive plays there for Bedford. It was Andrew Soden getting his hand on the ball, knocking it loose, and then in that scramble, Kumbani's able to make a nice play on the throw, forcing a turnover here late and keeping Windham at just 7 points on the evening.
And now we got Aaron Scaling back in the game here at quarterback. Michael taking a seat for the remainder of the game. And we get another timeout here. Windham burning their last timeout.
Keeping that streak here of every time Scaling's on the field, they call timeout.
Well, I mean, there's 2:18 to go. I guess if you got the timeouts, you might as well use them, right?
Well, it is at the point where you never know what is going through Coach Burns' mind. Perhaps he wants to work on a certain defensive formation here or have an opportunity to teach and try to finish strong defensively.
Yeah, it's a teaching moment.
It's a teaching moment. And Windham's defense, we've talked about it all night. They've been in a really difficult position with this outstanding field position that Bedford's had all night. Windham's defense has done an admirable job slowing down Bedford's opportunities.
No, absolutely right. Again, if it wasn't for the field position that the Windham offense was giving the Bulldogs, I think this would have been a much closer game, at least through the first half. So here we go. Scaling hands it off, actually keeps it, fakes the handoff, finds a hole, and he's up down the field. He might go all the way here. Scaling down the sideline. He's at the 30, the 20, 10. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Aaron Scaling.
80 yards on that play, Harry.
Whatever that timeout play called didn't work.
Scaling showing off some great speed there. Fun to see the Bedford players on the sideline running down behind Scaling, cheering him on, and he was able to beat the secondary and take it all the way.
So that was just after Windham calls a defensive timeout. Scaling fakes the handoff, hits the hole up the middle, and just keeps going all the way down the sideline. 80-yard carry for Scaling. What a way to make your mark in a game. You miss most of the game. You come in with 2 minutes to go, and boom, you had a touchdown. 41-7, and that is going to probably put the game into run time. Not that there's much time to run off. 2:04, but cherry on the sundae here.
They got one more point. They had the running clock.
Well, Bedford.
So actually, Bill Jennings says they're just shy of the running clock. It's 30. You're just shy of the running clock, right? You have to hit 35. They only have a 34-point lead.
Margin's 34.
So okay, we're going to have to play stop time here, but still, Bedford just putting the exclamation point on this 41-7 victory.
Bedford had a great quarterback competition this summer between Michael and Scaling, and Michael has taken the lead role, but very nice for Coach Matthews to have that weapon, Scaling, off the bench to be able to show that speed from the quarterback position on a play like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice change of pace when you have a quarterback with that kind of skill. There's a kick that's going to roll and roll and roll into the end zone, touchback this time. Number 21, I think it was number 21 for Windham, deciding not to play it. Probably smart of him not to. So they'll take over on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, down 41-7. Waiting for the officials to spot the ball here. So the Bulldogs giving their coach, Zach Matthews, a terrific opening victory of his coaching career here, his D1 career in Bedford. He spent several years at the at Kearsarge, right up I-89. But he's 1-0 now as the coach of the Bedford Bulldogs, or he will be in about 2 minutes and 4 seconds. A little bit of confusion on the part of the Windham Jaguars getting the right personnel on the field. And it's Stephen Megg back out there at quarterback, under center. Takes the snap, goes up the middle, gains about a yard or two. He's brought down in a scrum. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Don't forget, next Friday we'll be in Concord as the Bulldogs take on the Crimson Tide from Memorial Field. We'll have the action for you on Bedford 105.1 radio only, live. BCTV will have the game on video, on replay after. Another handoff up the middle, a little better. Well, maybe not. I kind of thought a blocker had the ball, and instead it was number 27 with the call. Dan Charette gets the ball up to the 25-yard line. Now we're 3rd and 5 with 1:13 to play.
Bedford's defense looking to finish this one off on a high note. They've been great against the run all night.
Yeah, just giving up that one long touchdown run at the end of the second half, otherwise pitching a shutout. Mag rolling out, throwing the ball up into a scrum. Probably an ill-advised pass broken up there by number 25, Owen Christopher. It was triple coverage, and all the Bedford players had a better shot at the ball than the Windham receiver. Rocky Harris, I think, was the intended receiver. Or correction, Owen Christopher was the intended target. So now 4th and 5, yet another 4th down attempt here by Windham. You said they turned the ball over 8 times on downs. This will be number 9, assuming they don't make the 4th and 5. Mag is rolling out, slips, throws. Ball intended for number 20, A.J. Fox, but falls short. It's another turnover on downs. Bedford gets the ball back at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, and I have to believe they're just going to take a knee here.
Yes, you would think so. Under a minute to play here, up by 34.
And the Jaguars don't have any more timeouts, so I don't think they're going to be delaying the inevitable here. So victory formation for the Bulldogs. We're waiting to see who's going to take the snap here.
Bedford's bench showing some extra enthusiasm here. And Bedford's going to take a quick timeout here just to set their lineup.
I think was it Alwyn Lynn? No, it looked like he was off the bench there momentarily because they didn't have a quarterback out there.
Yeah, Lynn is out there, number 6. And now Coach Matthews is going to huddle up here and
tell him how to take a knee.
Sort out his 11 that'll be heading out onto the field.
So a dominating performance in the end for the Bulldogs. I think they turned it on a bit in the second half. They weren't the sharpest performance in the first half, really benefiting from a lot of miscues from the Jaguars. And actually, there were definitely a few of those in the second half as well. But a couple of good scoring plays. I mean, it's the first game of the season. I guess they got a few bugs to work out of the system, but still an overall impressive win here. It is Alwyn Lynn out there to take the knee here. Victory formation for Bedford, 43.9 to go. They'll have to take the knee twice here. So everybody huddle together, and Wynn takes the knee. He'll do that one more time, and we will be done here. Not sure if we'll get stats back in time by the end of the game. Want to thank the Bulldog stat team for getting us those numbers at halftime.
Drew is our man tonight, getting us those stats at halftime.
Waiting for the clock to wind down. We're down to 13 seconds here. Will they have to make another note? The officials say they don't have to kneel it out. They're going to call it the end of the game, and that's it. Bulldogs, 13th win in a row. 41-7 against the Windham Jaguars.
Well, Harry, in that interview with Coach Matthews, he mentioned that one of his goals this season was to win every game at home. Bedford has 4 home games. If they can do that, he knows that puts them in great position to win their conference, earn home field advantage in the playoffs. So great start here for Zach Matthews with that, Coach Zach Matthews with that first goal, convincing 41-7 victory. Bedford scored all 5 touchdowns on the ground, added 2 field goals. Babotis a perfect 7 for 7 on his kicks tonight. So a lot to be proud of here in the season opener for the Bulldogs.
Sure is.